When it comes to the rigors of parenting, the process of toilet training a child often ranks up there as one of the more trying and difficult tasks. But on this week's Back to Basics segment, we are making the transition from diapers to the potty as painless as possible. And joining us right now is Alana Levine, pediatrician and spokesperson for the American Academy of Pediatrics. Hello there, doctor. Great to see you today.
Thank you. Good morning.
So you say that this is one of the most frequent questions that you're asked in your practice about potty training, when to start, how to start, and what age?
Exactly. Parents really want their kids to be potty trained, and they want their kids to be potty trained early. So as early as 18 months, they'll start asking me, should I start? Should I buy underwear? Should I get a potty? And really what I tell parents is you really need to wait until the child shows the initiative. So you want to wait until they ask you for underpants. You want to wait until they start saying when they've gone to the bathroom, because it's an awareness of the bodily function to them, and when they start to tell you that they need to go. So some kids will say, oh, I need to go poop, and they'll go hide in a corner when they're still wearing diapers. And those are really some important signs for parents to recognize before they push it on their children.
So those signs are a good indication then that the child is ready to be potty trained.
Right.
But there's no specific age, right?
Right. Usually before 18 months, kids don't have the bladder control, and they aren't waiting a couple of hours in between going. You know, they'll go a little bit and 20 minutes later go a little bit more. Once you're noticing that you're changing diapers that are actually dry, that would be a clue that maybe we're getting closer.
Now, I would imagine that it's different for boys and girls. I have girls,
right,
but I understand that some people find it a little bit harder to potty train boys. Is that true?
That is true. I do hear that more commonly. I actually have a boy and a girl, and I will tell you, in my experience, I had a harder time with my girl, but I think the reason why was because I started earlier. She went on the potty one time, I got so excited, went right to the store, bought underpants, and was ready to go, and really, I was asking her when she had to go. She wasn't telling me. With my son, I waited. He woke up one morning and said, I want to wear underwear. And you know what? That was the clue to me he was ready, and he was. It took 2 days.
And you were so happy.
I was, yes.
And you were, now, something that you urge parents not to do, don't become potty police.
Right, right. I think what happens is, you have to think about the philosophy of potty training. What you're trying to do is get your child to recognize when they need to go. If you become what I call the potty police, and every 20 minutes say, do you have to go to the bathroom? Do you have to go to the bathroom? Do you have to go to the bathroom? If you're right, well then as a parent, boom, you get the gold star. Not the child. All they've learned to do is actually sit there, and coincidence would have it that they need to go. So I think in order to avoid a power struggle with kids where they're always saying no, 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 and then they're going to say no when they even have to go because they know you really want them to go, I think it's much better to be relaxed, laid back about it, and really follow their lead.
And that's one of the tips that you urge parents. Be relaxed during this whole process.
Right.
Don't make it seem that it's a big deal. Otherwise, the child might fight you on it, right?
That's exactly right. At this age, at the age of 2, kids are ready to engage, and this is one thing that they have complete control over that you don't have control over. So I think it's really important to be relaxed, and if they have an accident or they make a mistake, you don't want to punish them for it. You're much better off just praising them with positive reinforcement when they actually are successful, and just saying, whoops, okay, you had an accident, big deal.
Avoid that power struggle at all costs, right?
Yes.
Also, you suggest here, don't start the potty training process during new situations. For example, like I guess if you were to move, don't take on potty training at the same time.
Exactly. You don't want to do it you don't want to set your child up to fail. So if you're bringing home a new sibling, you're moving to an environment, you're switching schools, those are stressful times for kids, so it's better not to add something else that they may feel stressed about. Just wait until the time is right. There's no one goes to high school in diapers. I can promise you that. So if you can be patient about it and wait, it's going to be a much easier process for both parent and child.
And what's the big deal if you have to wait an extra few months and let them be comfortable about the whole process, right?
Right. I mean, it's easy for us to say in the grand scheme of things our kids are older and they've gone through it. I mean, I remember being that first-time parent who just wanted it so much, or sometimes preschools will require that you're potty trained, and parents want to get their child into the right preschool so they feel this real push and pressure, and I wish that we could just eliminate that.
Give me some examples of positive reinforcement.
Okay, so my favorite example is like a sticker chart. Every time your child goes, they get a sticker. Let's say they get 10 stickers, they get to go to a movie with you or do something fun. Some people will use M&Ms, chocolate kisses. I tend personally not to like using food as a reward, but it is very reinforcing. So I think, you know, if you have a kid that you really think that'll make a difference for, that would be great. But I'd much rather do little things, stickers, small toys, or a gift being something that you can do together with your child that encourages an activity between parent and child.
And also you suggest not to fault a child for an accident and make the whole process fun.
Right, exactly. I mean, why would you want them to feel badly about making a mistake? It's a process, they're learning. You can certainly involve them in the cleanup process so they realize that there is a consequence. But I really think that you have to be careful about making them feel really guilty about having an accident.
And one other thing that I want to ask you about, nowadays they have so many things to help kids potty train, like those pull-ups.
Right.
You're not a fan of pull-ups.
I'm not a big fan of pull-ups. To me, it's a mixed message. I think either you want to give the message to your child that you're wearing underwear and underwear remains dry and you go in the toilet, or you want to give them the message that they're wearing diapers and it's okay to go in a diaper and I'll change your diaper when it's full. But the pull-up is sort of this middle ground that really makes things easier for the parents because they don't have to clean up a big mess, but I think it really can be confusing for a child.
Great information. It's a big moment in a child's life, and it's a huge moment in a parent's life.
Exactly.
Thanks for walking us through it.
My pleasure.
All right, Dr. Levine, as always, thank you for such great information. And for all the Back to Basics series on GMA Health, head to the health page at abcnews.com. We'll be right back.